Hey guys, welcome to my channel Glen. My name's Glenn and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. So just recently I took my dog for a walk and I decided to call it an end of a chapter with the Ether Homes token not getting off the ground. So now I'm looking at what am I personally going to be doing with my cryptocurrency from now on. Forgetting the pump and dumps of certain altcoins, what's a clever strategy where we can accumulate more Bitcoin without having to risk any of our Bitcoin investing in some of these Ponzi schemes or pump and dump tokens as they seem to appear at the moment. And this leads me on to platforms like the Cellulus network, where you can actually earn interest just by holding your Bitcoin on their platform. Why do they offer rewards? How do they offer rewards? We're going to look at that into today's video, so hopefully you can understand and hopefully I can help you obviously generate more Bitcoin with the Bitcoin that you currently hold or looking to purchase in the future. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so before we get into today's video, as you guys know, I always like to dedicate a small bit of time for you watching this video. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you to all the people that have been clicking subscribe, all the people that have been liking the videos. Hopefully you're going to join that community of people by smashing that like button for me as well. If you go down into the description of this video, there are links to my Telegram group chat, Twitter and my Facebook page where you can actually join in the conversation. You can chat to me personally. The YouTube comment section is quite difficult to maintain and keep on top of. So if you want to ask a question or if you want some tips or advice, the number one thing I could recommend you to go to is the Telegram group chat. Telegram is completely free to download and it's a software that I've liked to use. There's the team Glen. I have access to it on my phone 24/7. But if I don't get back to you, then one of the other guys that have been in the group chat for many years now, probably about 3 years, I'm sure will help you along. So that's what I'd recommend you do if you want to chat to me or Team Glen. Obviously, if you're on Twitter, follow me at Glen and also on Facebook at Glen. But obviously the most important thing while you're here, while we're doing it on the video, please smash that like button and also click subscribe. It helps the channel grow. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. That's a big number for me. It's a really big achievement. So thank you to everyone out there. And I actually thought that at one point, because I did the Ether Homes token, a lot of you out there would stray away from my channel because you would feel like I was shilling something or trying to push something on someone. But I tried to do an honest project with a transparent, clear, honest, true vision, and I did everything that I said I would, but unfortunately didn't hit a soft cap, and I've now refunded everyone back their Ethereum that invested in it. So so far no one's lost any money investing in me or the idea that I had. So that's wrapped that whole thing up. If you didn't see my live stream with me walking my dog. But yeah, if you have any concerns or questions about that, message me. That's entirely up to you. So what are we talking about now? Where am I going now in my cryptocurrency journey? I'm currently starting a new business venture, or I have already started, but it's really starting to ramp up. So it's going to be hard for me to maintain following all the latest trends and buzzwords and everything. In the last couple of weeks, I've probably watched 10% of the usual cryptocurrency YouTube videos. I have hardly read any articles online. Probably my main source of information at the moment has been Twitter, because I can scan through that just before I go to sleep at night and I'll read what everyone's been saying in the world of cryptocurrency for that day. But that seems to be the main way I'm getting information at the moment. But it's a lot less information than I would normally spend researching projects and tokens and sales and platforms and scams that have happened and court cases and all the sort of fun stuff that goes with being in the cryptocurrency space. So where does that leave me going forward? I want to I want to do something with my Bitcoin. I don't just want to hold it in a hard wallet and just forget that it exists almost. I want to actually earn or get something out of my Bitcoin. Now, some of you out there have already done this. I mentioned my strategy in the last video, and a lot of you messaged me and commented in the comment section down below actually saying, yeah Glenn, this is a really good way. I use that platform a lot. It's really easy to use, really like it. So it seems like there's a general consensus out there that the platform that I'm talking about today is quite popular in the community, and that is Celsius. They are a interest earning cryptocurrency project. They were one of the first on the scene. They have had a really good reputation. As far as I'm aware, they've had no hacks, no downtime, no scams. Let me bring up my screen share. So this is the homepage of the Celsius network. They have a sell token, so when you deposit your cryptocurrency onto this platform, you actually start to earn interest from it. And you can do, we've seen a few of these pop up, but this was like one of the very sort of OGs of the lending and borrowing community in the world of cryptocurrency. And it was actually started by a gentleman called Alex Mashkinsky. I'll probably pronounce that completely wrong, but he has done projects in the past where he creates a business model for free. He was the first people, if you're old enough to remember back in the day when you had dial-up internet, your phone line and your internet couldn't work at the same time, and when you picked the phone up when someone was on the internet, it used to make this funny like noise. Well, he developed the voice over internet protocol, or VoIP at the time, and you could make phone calls through your internet router, and actually as long as you had a speaker and a microphone on your computer. But obviously now in today's world, that's it's a gimmick. It's, you know, it seems barbaric now because we have 4K HD video that we can FaceTime anyone anywhere. But he was one of the pioneers of that, and he turned that into a multi-million-pound business model, offered the service completely free of charge to everyone that had internet service, which is awesome. He then developed a system, I think in America, with their sort of underground train systems where people were moaning they didn't get any cellular data or network. He created a Wi-Fi in that area and then sort of did like a sponsorship and partnerships, again raising millions of pounds for something that he offered to people for free. So this is a really good sort of background to have in the world of cryptocurrency, because typically people in the world of cryptocurrency, they think of how they're going to make money first and then worry about the service that they're actually going to provide people. So what Alex decided to do was create a platform where people can put their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on their platform, and they could offset it and earn APY, which is another term for APR. We'll get into that in a second. And on the flip side of that, you had another lot of people that want to borrow money against their cryptocurrency. So let's just say, for example, my name's Glenn. I have one whole Bitcoin. Now, that Bitcoin is currently, as of recording this video, $11,000, or about £8,000 in the Queen's money. And I've got some big event coming up. I want to go on holiday to Florida. I've got a big tax bill. I need to pay off a credit card, but I don't want to lose my cryptocurrency. And we know this. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you're probably more than clued up enough. Rather than getting rid of that Bitcoin or selling it on an exchange where you pay exchange fees and then it becomes a taxable event because you've made profit from some sort of cryptocurrency, you can actually send it to a platform and they will lend you up to sort of 50-60% LTV, which is loan to value, and you can actually draw money from that Bitcoin and they deposit money into your bank account. Now, I've done this personally and it works. So this means that you don't lose that asset. Now, you can choose to pay that asset off, or you can actually just say, do you know what, just sell the Bitcoin, you get your half back and I'll have the other half. So you have that flexibility there. Now, obviously, if Bitcoin goes up in price, let's just say from that 11,000, it's now worth $20,000. Well, your Bitcoin on this platform is worth $20,000. You still owe that 50% against it. remember that at today's prices it's $11,000. So that means you would borrow about $5,500 max. Well, if your Bitcoin's now worth 20,000, that 5,000 doesn't seem that much at that point. So that means you only need to sell now a quarter of your Bitcoin to cover that debt. So you're realizing the gain of owning Bitcoin without actually fully having to buy one whole Bitcoin. This is a great model. A lot of people are using this platform to actually deposit Bitcoin to it, borrow money, and just buy more Bitcoin. And it's crazy when you think about it. They've actually developed a system where you can actually borrow money against cryptocurrency, and the first thing those people think to do is get hold of more cryptocurrency. And I did a video about this many moons ago, probably about 2 years ago, and it's probably one of my most clicked on videos, and that was how to double your Bitcoin in one day. And that was all to do with that sort of strategy, is borrowing money against your crypto and buying more of it. So where does that leave us now as Bitcoin holders? Let's say that you don't need to borrow money. You're the opposite. You're quite secure. You've got all your debts covered and everything's good in your life. And you've also got this Bitcoin that you are holding and it's not doing anything. It's just sitting there, and some days it goes up in price, some days it goes down. Today's a good example because Bitcoin went up sort of like $800 in the last 24 hours or so. So what are we going to be doing with that Bitcoin? Well, the answer is, at the moment, nothing. Whereas the Celsius network, and there's others out there, so you've got Nexo, you have BlockFi, but the Celsius network has had no hacks, no downtime, no issues, no rug pulls, no Ponzi scheme. Alex is still spearheading it, has a very good reputation. They have a token that is associated with it. So when you actually deposit this Bitcoin to the platform, or you can do other cryptocurrencies, they actually have a full array now. When I first started looking into these, they just did Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they did a load of stable coins. But now they actually lend against a lot more. So you can see here we can earn rewards, borrow cash, pay and transfer with the tap of the app. So with the app that you have to download onto your phone, which is free of charge, it actually creates you a wallet. So now we have a wallet, but this wallet is different to some of the other wallet apps out there because you are now earning interest on any cryptocurrency that's on there. Now again, when I first joined up to this, you had to deposit a certain amount, and for some people that was out of reach. I think it was something like $500 minimum, so you had to put in $500 in this. And I believe at the early stages, I know that BlockFi is still doing it, you had to commit a certain time frame. So you'd have to say, I lock my $500 worth minimum of Bitcoin for 3 months, 6 months, and over that I will receive this amount of APR. Well, now they've actually made it even more liquid. You can deposit any amount of Bitcoin. So if you're watching this, you can deposit $100 worth, $200 worth, $500, whatever. You can deposit very small amounts of Bitcoin or Ethereum to this platform, and you will start earning interest, and there is no lock-in period. So that means you can deposit Bitcoin today, and if an alt season comes along and you think, oh my god, I really need to get Wi-Fi token or hot dog token, you can actually cash out your Bitcoin with the amount of interest that you've incurred. So your Bitcoin's actually gone up in that time, and now you can withdraw it straight away. I have tried all of these out and it all works beautifully, I must say. There was a few snags. The app was a little bit iffy at times. It just a bit cumbersome, I think. But with this rebrand that they've done, the website's been cleaned up. The app is a lot smoother, a lot more transparent and clear. It's just there's only like I think one button in it actually, so it makes it very easy for a beginner to come along and actually decide, oh yeah, okay, this is how it works. This is what I'm going to deposit. So let's have a look at some of the rates that you can get by depositing your cryptocurrency to it. So currently they're advertising Ethereum gives you 9.65% APY. Now what does that mean, APY? APR and APY are two completely different things. APR is a rate of interest that you will pay yearly. So if I borrow $1,000 or pounds and I have a APR of 10%, that means that for year one I will end up paying back £1,100. If I was to borrow it over 2 years, the interest then is worked out on what you owe by the time the second year rolls around. So you will pay a lot more in APR. This is why car finances, mortgages, people don't realise when you get a mortgage of like say £150,000 or dollars, actually over 25 years your £500 a month that you're paying actually equates to something like £300,000, 400,000, and people think, oh my god, but if you actually look at your mortgage statement, APR is a killer the longer you have it over. Full rates of all the cryptocurrencies that they accept, you can see here, huge list of cryptocurrencies that they offer, but you'll notice that they actually quote APY. Now what does APY mean? So these figures are based on compounding interest over the course of a year. So whereas APR refers to the rate of interest that you will definitely pay or accumulate over the course of an annual term, APY includes the fact that 1 week you earn a small percentage of interest and then the next week you're getting paid on your principal plus the interest. So in shorter terms, compounding interest. These figures look a lot better than they would be as if they were APRs. If they were APRs, they would actually be a lot lower. So here's an example of how interest works. APR, the simplest form of interest, if you was to pay or earn interest on your, say, $10,000 worth of investment, in year one you would end up having 10,500, year two 11,000, and year three 11,500 in very simple terms. Whereas APY, annual compounding, works out that you would accumulate £11,576 after year three, whereas if it's APY daily compounding, you would end up with 11,618. So APY daily compounding works out the best form of savings around. Not many people understand the differences. I suggest you do a bit of research. I will link this article from American Express. It goes into a bit more depth than what I've just explained on how APY actually works. But I would suggest you do your research before you invest it in one of these platforms. But really, what you actually want to know is it's good. Yeah, so we're happy with that. APY is good for us as the investor. We are accumulating compounding interest. So you can see here all the different rates. Of Ethereum currently is 9.65. We have Bitcoin at 6.20. We have synthetic network token at 22.40. Big numbers. That is huge amount of interest. Same with the Matic network. Then we have DAI, Binance, Saga, Throu, USD, AUD, HKD, so all the stable coins there, offering around 15%. So even if you're not that huge into cryptocurrency, where else are you going to get 15%, guaranteed 15% AP daily compounding interest? Not many places. So even if you don't believe in cryptocurrency, it makes sense to get into the cryptocurrency space, invest into some of these stable coins, so then really you're not having that risk of the coin going up or down 50% at a time. You can hold that token, and that token will stay the same value, the same as holding it in British pounds or US dollars, but you're earning 15% daily compounding interest. Now this works massively the more you put in. So for example, if someone watching this video puts in $200 worth, obviously by the end of the year 15% is going to give you something like probably £1.50 times, so it'd be about £3. So you'd have £23 at the end of the year. But imagine someone who deposits obviously like 10,000, 20,000 pounds or dollars. Now you're earning sort of 3,000-4,000 a year, which is huge, and obviously it goes up and up. If you put in 100,000, now you're earning the same as what someone earns working for the year. So this can be really, really powerful. Now, as well as that, just to make life a little bit more complicated, the Cellulus network actually have their own token. So they offer rewards in either in kind, which means you're receiving it in the same token. So if you're actually from the United States, you can get involved in the Cellulus network. It's not against the rules. So you can happily invest into this, but the option to get the Cell token is removed from you. So now actually your rates are lower. You're still getting the APY, but you're receiving it in kind. Now, some people watching this, they may prefer that anyway, because you're already depositing your Bitcoin, and those figures that I was showing you a second ago, you're receiving Cell token as the reward. You're getting 15% Cell token. Now you can convert that Cell token into your favorite coin or stable coin whenever you want, so it would make it more profitable doing that. But the Cell token could go up 25%, it could go down 25%, who knows. Whereas obviously if you're receiving it in kind, whereas if you look at say Bitcoin has got the lowest volatility that it's had in years. Currently at the moment it's been fluctuating sort of between 12 and 10k. Since it hit over 10,500, it's really sort of ranged between those two figures. So it's actually quite a low level of volatility. So you can receive your rewards in Bitcoin. Currently they're offering 6.20%, still 600% more than you're going to get from your current banks. I know that a lot of banks now are offering like 0.01 interest rates, ain't crazy like that. And that's because interest rates around the whole world are the lowest they've ever been. Now, how can they sustain this? A lot of people will say, right, that's high APR, that means this is a Ponzi scheme, eventually it's going to dry up, the money's going to disappear. So where are they getting the money from? Well, if we go back to Glen earlier, who had the big life issue that was going on, that he needed to borrow money against his cryptocurrency, you're actually providing the liquidity for Celsius network to actually lend people their money. So you can see here that if I wanted to, I could deposit $1,000. I want to get $1,000 worth of out of my Ethereum. This is how much Ethereum you would actually need, and then you would decide how long you want it over, and the calculator works out for you what you're going to end up paying. So let's do a loan to value ratio, which obviously the higher you go, the higher the APR, because it's a higher risk. So now I'm actually borrowing 50% of my total Ethereum worth at that point in time, but I'm paying a higher APR, and also I'm doing it over a longer period of time. So you can see that them offering sort of the, what do they offer for Ethereum in kind? What did we say? They're offering So if we go over to the other side, the people that actually have a little bit of a crisis or just need to get hold of their funds, but they don't want to sell their cryptocurrency. That's like, oh, I don't want to sell it. It took me ages to accumulate it. Well, obviously you can use this platform to borrow against that cryptocurrency. If we go down, there's actually a calculator that you can use. It's laid out quite simply, but there's actually quite a lot of information going on here. So just bear with me whilst I sort of explain what's going on here. So let's just say that you have, let's put Bitcoin in here, and you have one whole Bitcoin. and you want to borrow either 25% of that or 33%, or you've got 50%. The higher the percentages that you're borrowing against that Bitcoin, the higher the APR. So you can see now that actually that model I just showed you a second ago, where they're paying interest to the people that are offering a liquidity, obviously there is a difference there. They're offering 6.20, was it? And they're actually charging customers 7.95. So that means that they are actually Celsius Network are making a profit. There's a small profit margin there, and what they're doing is they're sharing that profit over the whole term. You think obviously this is a multi-million pound business now. They're sharing that up to 80% of that profit goes back to the Cell token holders. So people that actually believe in the platform will probably end up getting paid in cellular token or receiving cellular token, or maybe they've just invested in Cell token off the bat. Well, they're actually going to receive that benefit of being in that community and also offering a liquidity and security of the token. So you can either choose to be paid in cash, which means I believe you get a stable coin deposited to whatever wallet address you want, and then you can transfer that out. Or you can get paid in Cell token. That lowers the interest rate, so it means you end up paying less back, but that means you're using the platform, you're helping secure the Cell token. You can have a play about with these figures. You can get it as low as, some of them are offering like 1%. This one's 0.70%, so this is a very, very low loan that you're taking out against your Bitcoin. So if you've got one whole Bitcoin and you think, God, I just need a couple $1,000s to see me through to the end of the month, well, with that you could borrow $2,765, today's prices, for that, and you pay it back within 6 months. They will ask you to pay $19 worth of interest in Cell token if you pay it back in Cell token. So again, they're always incentivizing you to use the Cell token, because that doesn't really cost them anything. You think if everyone decides, well, actually I want to withdraw in throu USD or throu GBP, they've actually got to withdraw that amount of money from their funds, whereas they have a huge holding of Cell token, so it doesn't actually cost them really anything to send people the Cell token. Obviously the Cell token has an intrinsic value tied to it, so it is worth something, and you are receiving that worth at that point in time, and you can convert the Cell token into whatever token you want once you receive it. But it means that you've taken benefit of the lower APR at the beginning of the agreement. So that's something to play about with in your mind, what you're comfortable with receiving and what you're comfortable paying back in. But this is a really cool tool. So again, come and check out the website. There is a link to the Celsius Network if you decide that you want to sign up to the platform. It's really simple. You just download the app, and it asks you to do your Face ID or your PIN number, what you want to type in as your PIN, and you can create an account in minutes. It's really, really easy, really simple, and you can check out all these rates yourself. It is a referral link, so I may get some sort of commission if you sign up to it, but don't let that sway you. Do your own research, have a little look. My honest opinion is that I really like this Celsius network. I use it regularly, and if I actually connect my phone up, I could show you my account and what I actually get paid from them. I'm still getting paid from them for some reason, for a very small balance I think I left on the platform. I withdrew my money from here a while ago, but I'm still receiving, I get an email every day saying you've earned $1 in Cell token. So that's really cool. I like that. They're also offering with this wallet service a sort of pay and get paid service. So if you do services for someone, say you're a web designer or something like that, and you think, you know what, I'd rather get paid in Cell token than them transfer me US dollars or pounds, you can get paid it, and you can set them up as a regular contact, and you can send and receive money to them, and it's almost instant payments, which is awesome for the world of cryptocurrency. You can leave little notes in there, so people will have a reference to what this is. Now, they're saying about be ready for your financial freedom. I would personally argue that you're replacing a bank with a online bank. The only difference with Celsius over the other ones like Nexo and also BlockFi, they're sort of like the main three in my mind. Oh, and also Crypto.com. Crypto.com offer very high interest rates. It's about 12%, so almost double what these guys are offering if you borrow money, that is. And they're also not offering as good a returns when you stake your cryptocurrency against it, unless you use their very own token, CRO. And the same with Nexo, actually. Nexo and Celsius Network are always competing. Depending on how long you need it over, you might want to do a bit of research, because I believe Nexo does work out better for borrowing, depending on the time frame. Nexo don't actually lock you in for any set period of time. It's just constantly ongoing. But they've been saying for ages they're going to have a card, and I've been waiting for it for about 2 years, and it still hasn't come out, and you still can't register for it or sign up for it. So they haven't stuck to what they said they were going to do. This makes me a bit skeptical of the platform, or skeptical of the work ethic, or the, how Nexo are going to go about that. BlockFi, again, not offering as good interest rates. They offer very high referral commissions, which I don't necessarily agree with, because that means there's something going on there. They're earning money from someone to pay for that. Whereas Celsius Network seem to have the best of both worlds. They're very good for borrowing, very good for lending, and they offer very good rewards. And also they're really good for the community. Like I said, they're offering 80% of all profits from this company goes back to Cell token holders. So if you actually are being paid in Cell token, or receiving Cell token, or you're earning interest in the Cell token and you never convert it into your Bitcoin or Ethereum and you just hold it, then that is going to pay dividends over the coming years anyway. And if I show you this earn calculator that they have on their website, I suggest you check it out yourself. So let's just say you're watching this video and you want to deposit some Bitcoin, not a huge amount. Let's say you want to put in $500 worth of US dollar. Now we are going to receive Cell token as the reward. You can do it over 1 year, which means that you're actually going to earn $61.31 for having your Bitcoin on this platform. So that is great. You've earned $61 of Bitcoin or Cell token for nothing, just for holding it in this wallet, as opposed to Coinbase or any of the others out there. So this is very good. This is very desirable. Remember, this is a small amount of money. Obviously this, if you multiply this, so if this was $5,000, then the amount of interest the amount of money that you're earning now goes up. So now we're earning $300, because remember, this is APY, it's daily compounding, so you'd think that would just so if we was to deposit $500 US onto this platform, you can see the rewards here. You would earn $30.65 within a year. Obviously, we're only depositing a small amount of money. $500 is not huge, but I mean, if you put $500 in your bank over the year, you're not going to earn nothing. like not even a penny. Maybe you might earn 1 or 2 pence, but that's it. That's all you're going to get. Whereas you can deposit it onto this platform and receive 30 quid. Now, obviously, the bigger the number is, the better the rewards. Rightly so. So now we're at 300 if we deposit 5,000, and if we deposit 50,000, we are now at $3,065. So that's a guaranteed figure that you're going to receive. So you're going to earn $3,000 for the year for absolutely nothing. Obviously, you do have to put $50,000 worth of Bitcoin onto this platform, but for some of you out there watching this video, I know some of you out there have that, and that will look very attractive. If you decide to get paid in kind, the figure goes down. So if I was to put in the same example, we're now only going to receive $22 worth. So is it better to receive the sell token and then, if you want to, instantly sell it or convert it into your favorite coin, Bitcoin or whatever? So that's the Cellulus network in a nutshell. Probably the biggest gainer on here obviously is the synthetic network or Matic, so you can earn 20%, and bearing in mind that's daily compounding interest, well, that can work out huge. Something that I did want to show you guys actually is that calculator. If you actually was to do this more long term, so we're not just doing it over a year now, we're going to think longer term. Let's say over the next 20 years. 20 years is quite a long time. I would probably look at maybe 5 years. A lot of people in the cryptocurrency community talk about Bitcoin going to all-time highs, you know, sort of in 2021, 2022. Well, that's only in the next sort of 1 to 2 years. But let's just say that you deposit $500 into this platform. The same as the other example where we earned $22 or whatever. Well, now, if you do it over 20 years, you're actually going to accumulate $1,143 of APY. That's over 20 years. You're getting paid in Cell token. If you decide to get paid in Bitcoin, that goes down to 707. But you're essentially doubling your money. But remember, this has nothing to do with if the price of Bitcoin goes up. Now, if it's your belief that Bitcoin is going to rise, and it actually rises, say, I don't know, 1 to 2%, which is, in the world of cryptocurrency, we know that happens on a daily basis. Well, over 20 years now, your £500, or $500, sorry, is now 1,294 Bitcoin, or if you get paid in Cell token, it's close to £2,000. So in that 20 years time, you have now quadrupled your money, as well as getting your initial capital back. So you'd end up with about 2.5 grand. Now this obviously compounds the further up you think. So we all know, sitting here watching this, that Bitcoin is probably going to rise more than 2% in the next 20 years. Let's just say that it rises 10%, which I think it's going to do probably in the next like 24 hours. And going on from that, I can see it doubling, tripling and all of that. So forget obviously the accumulating of more Bitcoin, because that's why we've come here in the first place. Potentially the amount of money that you've actually made from depositing $500 into this platform over a long period of time, you could potentially make 10,557%. This is the power of compounding interest daily with the APY over a long period of time. Now, if you do this over 5 years, let's say you obviously quarter that, because this is an example over 20 years, you know, you're talking about 2.5 grand from an initial deposit of 500. Now, imagine those people that are putting in the 5,000s or the 50,000s. They are going to be, in the next 20 years, that 50,000 will make them a millionaire. A millionaire from 50,000 with zero work, zero effort, all you had to do was deposit Bitcoin to this platform in their wallet and just hold it there. That's all you got to do. Hold it. That's it. Now, if you're looking at doing that in the world of cryptocurrency anyway, why not earn the interest on top? Now, this is on top of whatever you think your Bitcoin's going to be worth. So if you deposit one whole Bitcoin, let's just do an example. One whole Bitcoin, you'll see here that this now jumps up massively. If you get paid in the sell token, we're talking about £250,000. Now, on the flip side of this, let's say you haven't got these sort of sums of money right now. They actually offer an option where you can actually deposit monthly Bitcoin. So let's just say you have a budget of $100 every single month. So every single month for the next 20 years, you are going to deposit $50 to this platform. And we are going to receive the reward in sell token. Now, bearing in mind, this is $50. Now, a lot of you watching this, because in British pounds, that works out about 35 pounds. That doesn't seem like a lot. And if Bitcoin does go up 10% appreciation, then potentially after 20 years of having this account, you would end up with $253,000. That's from $50 a month. That is humongous. You are not going to get that anywhere near investing in the stocks and shares market, investing into the banks, investing into ISA accounts. But yeah, like I say, there's all different rates. If we did it in Ethereum, that doubles. You know, now we're looking at $500,000 just from $50 a month. This is huge, and this is my plan going forward. So when people ask me, Glenn, what are you going to do with your Bitcoin? I plan to buy about £25 worth of Bitcoin every single week. Usually it's £50 worth. So I'm actually currently putting in £200. £200 is probably about $300 per month. Now, if I was to really commit myself and say, right, I'm going to stake this for 20 years, not staking, this isn't a stake. If I just left it on this wallet for 20 years and they're still about, which they have been for the last few years, then I would end up with, what's this figure? We're at 85, $2.9 million. Now, this is if Bitcoin appreciates 10%, and also you stick to this $300 every single month for the next 20 years. Which, for the last probably for the last year and a half, that's what I've been achieving. But I've not accumulated anything for it because I've just been putting it into my Coinbase wallet and leaving it there. So that's it. I'm not earning anything from it. So for now, this is my strategy going forward. I'm just going to buy Bitcoin every single week or month, and I'm going to be getting it through the Celsius app on my phone. I'll do another video reviewing the app on the phone because already this video is going into sort of like the hour mark. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. What do you think of this Celsius network? Have you had any bad experiences, or have you had any positive experiences? Please comment down below, so for anyone else that watches this video, they can get not just my take on it, but also your views on this platform. I understand that a lot of you are going to say, well, actually you're trusting your keys with a third party, and I get that. But the only thing I can say is that the Celsius network is run by someone who has a very reputable history, and the actual platform Celsius network has been about way before I got involved in cryptocurrency 3.5 years ago, and they have stayed tried and true through thick and thin. So whether it's pumps, dumps, they've always been there or thereabouts. As cryptocurrency becomes more and more desirable, more and more popular, these APY rates will go up once people are borrowing more money against their crypto. And obviously when times get bad, we may see that the APY goes down. So this will fluctuate, but remember, these are daily compounding interest. So on average, over a period of time, these are sort of the figures that you can expect up to. Now, obviously, I showed you all these examples. They're all hypothetical, and you can go to the website and have a play about with these. If you wanted to go full hog, like all out, I'm just all about the interest, the APY, you can get obviously that synthetic or matic token, and you could be earning 22% a year. Now, if you haven't got huge sums of money right now, why not do that monthly method? Put in $200 a month into this platform of matic token and just earn the interest off that, and you are going to see huge returns in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever figure it is that you've got in mind, how long you want to invest for. And I can only see this getting better and better. And now with, like I say, the very low entry level of 0, basically, you can deposit small amounts of cryptocurrency to this and get started. Start earning interest now. Beat the banks. That's what I say. Beat the banks. So that's my review on the Celsius network. Don't forget, you can ask me any questions you want. You can either comment down below, add me on Telegram. The link is in the description down below. You can follow me on Twitter at @bitglen, or you can find me on Facebook again at @bitglen. But don't forget to smash that like button if you've appreciated this type of content, and also click the subscribe button if you're new, and hopefully we'll get to that 3,000 subscriber mark. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.